this film you've done, wow, it is something else, Stephen.
Thank you.
Something else. Now, I know you are you're an actor. You love acting.
Yeah.
You love the roles. You love the script. You like the art of it without being too poncy about it.
Yeah.
You are an actor, right? You're not in it for the fame or the money. It's a calling for you.
It's a passion.
However, you're in a Martin Scorsese movie with De Niro, Pacino, and what's his name? Oh, Joe Pesci.
Oh, yeah. Joe. Don't forget Joe.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell me, if you remember, how you get to hear about this for the first time? Like, do you get a call from your manager or for an agent? Do you have to audition? What happened?
What happened was I was filming The Virtues with Shane, and we were in Sheffield.
Right.
And then, I think it was maybe the Wednesday or something like that, and I got a call, and it was my manager over in the States, and he said, right, we need you to fly out to New York this weekend. And I was like, well, I'm working. He was like, no, you need to fly out to New York this weekend. I was like, okay. And he went, Marty wants you for this film he's doing. I was like, oh, okay. And he went,
no, stop.
Okay,
stop.
wow.
Now, but up until this point, you've worked with him before.
Yeah, a couple of times.
Now, so how many? What projects? So you did Gangs of New York.
I did Gangs of New York, and then he cast me as what's his name? Thingy, the nutter. It's gone out of my head completely. What's his name?
What project?
Al Capone.
Right, Al Capone.
In Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, right, of course.
Oh, was he a part of that?
He started it all off.
Right.
He did the pilot and he cast it all and he set the template, you know what I mean, for everybody else to follow.
But then when you work, because I would naturally assume, because everybody thinks when you're in a movie with somebody or you do something that you're all great mates and everything like that. And often you can be in filming for a couple of days and then you're like, I didn't see any of the cast. I was just shot my scenes. Yeah. So I naturally assumed that you've met Scorsese maybe twice, once when you did a movie and maybe another time, but you're not. He ain't texting you going, oh, Liverpool had a nice win at the weekend.
No, because he's not into football.
Sure, right. Yeah. So when you get the call going, listen, Martin wants you for another project, and you go, oh, right, yeah. I'd have been like, what? Really? Why, he remembers who I am?
Well, because what happened, right, when we did Gangs New York, and at the end of it, after it all finished, and I was like, Lord, this has been an amazing experience, thank you so much. And he went, oh, we'll do it again sometime. And I went, don't say that.
Yeah.
He went, no, we'll do it again. I went, don't, please, look, don't say that and not promise me. And he was like, I promise you, we'll do it again sometime. And then ages went by, and I kept in touch with Leo from Gangs of New York and stuff like that, and we become good friends. And then I'd see Marty at premieres when they'd come over here, and I'd look at him and he'd go, not quite yet, nearly.
Oh, really?
And I'd be like, and he's going, no, I'm waiting. I was like, okay. And then obviously he phoned me and said about Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire, which was amazing. So he'd kept to that promise, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because he's a man of integrity and stuff like that. So that was lovely.
Do you call him Martin? Do you call him Mr.? Do you call him Marty?
Marty.
Do you?
Marty.
Yeah.
Look at you.
That's got a nice ring, isn't it?
Marty. Well, he's Marty.
Leo.
It's Marty.
Oh, shut up, you.
If you say you call De Niro Bob or Bobby, I'm jumping out the window.
Is he Bob? Is he Bob?
But all I could think of was Blackadder. Bob. Do you know what I mean? That's all I could think into my head. I was like, don't say it like that. Bob. Just say, all right, Bob. Bob.
So,
Bob.
do you have to audition for it?
So what it was, going back to that, what you were saying. So what it was, I was like, oh wow, okay. And he went, you've got to fly this weekend. I was like, all right. And I told Shane was like, sound. He was like, because he wants you, but you have to meet Robert De Niro because he's the exec producer and he just wants to sign off on everyone. And I was like, okay. So I've phoned Anna and I've gone, you'll never guess what's happened. And she's gone, what? And I've gone, she's like, oh my God. And I was like, I know, yeah. So I finished work on the Friday.
She goes, you can't go. We've got people around the house on Saturday night for dinner.
Yeah, you've got to do the bins and all that and the garden needs sorting.
Priorities.
Yeah, complete priorities. So I flew out on that Friday and I met him on the Saturday morning. And as you can imagine, my bottle was gone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he just walks in, little t-shirt and that, and cap on, shorts. He was about 10 minutes late, little paper underneath his arm, and he just went, "Hey, hello." And I was like, "All right."
All right, Robert De Niro.
All right. And he went, "I'm Bob, nice to meet you." And I was like, "I'm Stephen, nice to meet you." And then we just sat down and we talked, and you know, he was lovely.
Now, is Scorsese with you at that point?
Yeah, it was in Marty's house, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and we just talked, and I was supposed to, you know, roughly, I was thinking maybe I'll be in there for like 10 minutes, half an hour or something. 2 hours.
Wow.
Just chatting, drinking coffee. He was like, "Where are you from?" I said, "Liverpool." He said, "How'd you get into acting?" I was like, "You know, well, I started at the Everyman Youth Theatre," and he was like, "Okay," and then we just chatted and chatted and chatted.
And you see, because I'm obviously, as everybody is, I'm a huge De Niro fan, and I've seen him in loads of interviews, and he's beautifully awkward in interviews because it just looks like he doesn't want to be there. It looks like he's not interested. But I've seen him in enough interviews that he's happy to be there. He's just not jumping up and down on the sofa. He's not Tom Cruise with Oprah. He's not going, but he's, you know, he hears it all and he talks. So when you're sitting with him, is he chatty, or do you feel the need to just keep talking?
No, well, the worst thing was just before I went in, before he came, Ellen went to me, Ellen Lewis, who's the casting director, who's wonderful. She went, "Look, Bob mightn't talk much, but you know, that's just the way he is." And
right.
I was like, "Okay."
Okay.
Okay, mightn't talk much, okay. But that's not what happened. We just sat and chatted, and
Great.
he was adorable.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get the. So you've not seen this. Would you have seen the script? But
No,
nothing.
I hadn't seen the script.
So
I just got told. I got told it was to play a fella called Tony Provenzano, and you know, have a little look at him and do a little bit of research, which I did. And then so when I got there, I knew of the character. Do you know what I mean? I knew about him and where he was from and everything, and we chatted a lot about that. And then they told me about the story, and that's kind of how it came about.
So you get the part.
Yeah.
And you know it's going to be De Niro, and Joe Pesci is pretty much all but coming out of retirement to do it.
Yeah, he was.
And Al Pacino.
Yeah.
And without giving too much away, because I saw the film yesterday, and it is, I was saying this morning, it is a long film. It's
long.
Really long. It's 3 hours, 20 minutes long, but it's out in cinemas for a couple of weeks, and then it's on Netflix. Yeah. So it's one of those, if you want to see it on the big screen, an epic Scorsese big screen film, you've got your cinema choice. And if you want to watch it at home on the sofa and pause it after an hour and a half and have a wee and put the kettle on
and have a brew,
you know, which is, you know, fair enough, you can do that. But there's a scene in it, and I've met you 2 or 3 times, really. You know, I don't have your number. We don't hang out. We're not friends. I was so proud yesterday. And my mind got blown because there's a scene with Stephen and Al Pacino face to face. And it's quite an intense scene. And without giving too much away, it gets out of control. And basically, Stephen just goes for Al Pacino and starts fighting him.
Right. Over the desk, yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and in the screening room, Mr. Guy, I'm like this. Oh my God, I'm so proud. he's knocking lumps out of Pacino. This is amazing.
But the thing about that, right, is because I'm not going to spoil it because hopefully people will watch it anyway. Yeah. But because I throw his ice cream, because he's eating ice cream all the way through this scene, and I'd already had this idea, me and Anna in our house when she was reading it, and I grabbed the paper off her and she went, "What are you doing?" She doesn't talk like that. Like, you know. She went, "What are you doing?" I went, "I think I'm going to, like, you know, knock his ice cream over." She was like, "Really?" I went, yeah. So I didn't tell him.
All right.
So we shot it 3 or 4 times on the wide, and then I thought, right, I best get it in now.
Yeah.
So we're there, and he's eating it, and he's taking his time, and I'm thinking, and he owes me 2 million quid, do you know what I mean? Which is a lot of money.
Right.
So I'm... And then,
in the story, not in real life. By the way.
In real life, no, not in real life, not at all.
Legally sound.
Yeah. So as he's put the spoon down and he's finished his sentence, I've just looked right at him and I've just gone wallop, and I threw the ice cream bowl right across the room. I told the cameraman in the props department, didn't tell anyone else, and he's jumped right back in his chair. He's gone, "Whoa!" And he's gone, "He frightened me, Marty. Did you see that? The kid frightened me." And that was it. He called me the kid from them, which was lovely.
Oh, now, you know, as I say, you've done loads. You've done so much good work. You've worked with a hell of a lot of people. The first day on set, or the first day, I guess you don't do a read through beforehand or anything.
No, we didn't on this, no.
So that takes a lot of balls.
Bottle has gone.
Really?
I mean, proper gone. To the extent, I mean, because it's America, so, you know, your Winnie Bago's the size of a school, do you know what I mean? It's like, I was like, oh, FaceTime my mates and everything, and the missus, and going, look at this size of this thing. And I'd done a couple of days, so I'd got to find my character. I'd done a couple of days on my own, which was great.
Right.
But that morning when I had that scene, my ass went, oh, sorry.
That's all right.
My ass went. I just didn't, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I phoned Anna and she had to talk me down.
How much time would you get with him, or have you met him before you get to shoot?
I'd met him before, yeah, and we'd had a lovely little chat, and he was really lovely, and you know, he said he'd seen some stuff that I'd done as well, which I still can't quite believe that people watch the stuff that you do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're in some good stuff though.
No, but it's just mad. It's just weird that these heroes of yours have watched what you've done.
Yeah,
I can't quite comprehend it sometimes. You know what I mean? And my bottle had gone, and Hannah just went, look, you know, you've earned the right to be there. You deserve to be there. Just go in and enjoy it. And I did. But it was her that gave me that little push, do you know what I mean? Because my bottle had gone completely.
Well, listen, just remind yourself, you're not a competition winner. You know what I mean? You've not. You won the highest bidder at a charity
Imposter
auction.
syndrome every now and again. It's that working class mentality, do you know what I mean?
But
Which
then,
I'm slowly overcoming. But
yeah, I mean,
but then I think that's part of something that keeps me grounded and keeps me humble and keeps me who I am. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that goes, I might as well pack it in.
It's healthy to have that, isn't it?
Because some people just have giant egos. You know what I mean?
Hello.
Not you, but you know what I mean.
I'd
Some
be
people-
striding out there going, "Hey, Al Pacino, it's a big day for you, acting with me, innit?"
Hey, Bobby.
Right. Now listen, not being funny, I've got lunch booked with some friends who have flown over, so let's knock this out in a couple of takes, shall we? Are you ready, Marty? Let's go. Oh, I'd be awful. I'd just be awful.
Radio X.